Something weird was happening with it, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I was really excited about her leg that fell off. So hello, sweet friends. It's Sarah at Crochet with Coffee, and thank you so much for joining me for this Monday chat. Today, I have a bunch of things to fill you in on because I feel like I haven't chatted about projects lately. I did some projects with you guys on our Friday vlog. So I'm just going to briefly show you a couple of those, but we're not going to go into depth in those too much because of the fact that I did so much in depth on that on Friday. So if you want to learn more, you can go to the Friday episode. So first off, what I did, one of the things I did in the vlog last week, I worked on this fanny pack. And if you're interested in this design, I have linked in the description. It's super cute. You know, I'm obsessed with the mushroom designs, and I lined this one, followed a few tutorials. So I have all of that stuff linked in Friday's episode. If you want to see that, you can go visit that if you want any of the links that I used for this bag. But anyway, I had so much fun last week on our Friday vlog where I took you guys along with me for 5 different projects, and I shared my process and what I liked, what I didn't like, what turned out well, what didn't. So if you're interested in that, you can go check out Friday's episode. And then also on Wednesday, we finished our Hexagon cardigan with I didn't weave in the last ends, so let's just ignore that. But we did finish the Hexagon cardigan. If you want to see more of that, I have that one linked in the description too, but we have that was our first side that we completed, and then we just completed the second side on Wednesday. And then we also talked about what we're going to be doing for our next Wednesday lives. So we're sticking with granny square themed things because that's the easiest thing for me to be crocheting while I'm chatting with you guys and reading the chat and doing our would you rather questions. So we started taking a vote over on the community page. I'll put up the picture on the screen of the 4 different options that I'm giving you guys. So I'm going to put up on the screen the 4 different colors that we have as options to use on our next Wednesday lives that we're going to be doing. We're going to be making the Mossy Oaks cardigan. That is this tutorial that I have just released a few weeks ago. So if you're interested in making this along with me, you can. I'm going to be using just regular worsted weight acrylic yarn instead of the boucle type yarn that I did for this one, just to show you guys you can make it with whatever kind of yarn you'd like. We're going to actually make this one a little bit larger, and I'm just going to be making the squares 1 row bigger than I did on the pattern, just to show that you can change the size of the garment by adding an extra row to your squares. So if you would like to vote on what we're going to be doing on Wednesday, I have the poll listed in the community page, on the Crochet with Coffee community page. You can go there and vote on the colors that we want to use for our Wednesday lives for this cardigan. And depending on what colors we choose, we'll chat about what we want the seam colors, like the fuzzy part, to be. As of right now, we have the autumn color and the winter color that are kind of just back and forth. One goes up and then the other goes up, and then it's just kind of going back and forth right now. So if you guys have a vote and you would like to cast that, please go over to the community page and you can help us choose our Wednesday colors for our cardigan. The last time I checked, winter was winning, and I knew a little bit before that fall was winning by like 1%. So they're very close, and I think either one would be a lot of fun. So if you want to vote, head over there. I have another finished project that I want to share with you, and this one has been interesting. So I told you a while ago that I was making my husband knitted socks, which I did complete, and I'm super excited about that. He's tried them on. He loves them. He was wearing them the other day, even though it's very warm here. He really enjoyed it. So I did the vanilla sock pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. They are worked cuff down. So you start at the cuff, you work the leg, you do the heel flap, gusset, heel turn, and then the foot, and you finish up with the toe. And this yarn he chose because it is Seahawk-ish colors. You can see some of those colors in there. So the Seattle Seahawks, he loves that team. So he wanted to pick out yarn that was that had those colors in it. So he chose this, and those are all finished. Now I'm going to show a picture. I'm going to show a picture for you guys to look at because I had finished both socks and I was getting ready to cast on another pair of socks for my son, and he picked similar colors. So his are a little bit kind of the same type of color. They're a little bit more stripy. I finished both of these and I was getting ready to start my son's socks. And then I put these side by side, and one was significantly weird shaped compared to the first. So the second sock was weird. Something weird was happening with it, and I couldn't figure out what it was. It was oddly shaped, and I couldn't put my finger on it. And I was counting stitches and I was going around and everything. So during the picking up the stitches on the heel flap right there where you pick up the stitches for, is it the gusset? Is that how you say it? Anyway, when you're picking up the stitches on the heel flap, I added 2 extra stitches on both sides, and that caused the sock to be abnormally strange. So I had to frog all the way back to the heel and redo the entire foot of the sock. So that put me behind on my son's sock. And then, not that I'm really on a time frame for it, but I was really excited to get the other one started. So I just wanted to rush through this, and I got it accomplished. They're both the same stitches, as far as I can tell at least. So very happy with that. My husband loves them, and they're going to get packed away until it's colder out or we move and there's cold weather. So that is done, and I have been doing these socks and really getting energized to just continue doing more. So I put in an order for more sock yarn, and I want to share that with you. And I got a few other ones too, but I ordered from Wool & Company, and I ordered this on Tuesday, I believe, and it came in on Saturday. So it shipped the same day, and I have never seen a yarn company do that. Like Yarnspirations, I'll put my order in and like 2 weeks later they'll ship it. Sometimes they're faster, but I've had that experience where I'm like, did it ship yet? Am I gonna get it anytime soon? But Wool & Company shipped immediately. I was amazed by that. And they have free shipping in the US. And I believe if you order $100 or more, you get 10% off of your order. I believe that's correct. It seemed I've seen that listed on the top of the website page. So I just want to share with you guys what I got. I got some sock yarn, and then I also got some other ones that I want to share with you. And I'm obsessed with knitted socks, and I can't wait to do more sock designs. Actually, I am going to get my son socks because I have a sock book that just came in too that I want to share with you. So let me go do that real quick, and then I'll be back and I'll show you this yarn. Just one second. Okay, sorry about that. I'm scattered. I'm all over the place because I just feel like I have so much to share with you guys. Okay, so this is my son's sock so far. I did the same heel. I tried like 4 or 5 different types of heels, and I couldn't get any of them to look right. So I have torn out and redone this heel about 3 or 4 times completely. So I just did the same thing with the heel flap and gusset and heel turn. That is what it looks like. So similar colors, but this yarn actually did some striping. So this one, I actually ordered this one from Amazon, and I should have waited because on Amazon, I think this was like 9 something. And the ones that I got from Wool & Company they were 6 something. So like same yarn, but anyway, this is the one. It is in the color turquoise stripes. And this is what it's working up to be. So really excited about that. I love that it's a little bit different. Every time it changes like a grouping of colors, it makes it interesting. So I've got my little light bulb stitch markers that mark every 10 rows. And I just need to work the foot for this one, and this one sock will be done. And then I'll continue on the next one and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, before I show you the yarn, this is the book that I got. And it has a whole bunch of different things. It says it has 25 patterns and 5 different types of heels. So I'm really excited to start on some of these and just follow the different instructions that it has in here. Like I have done the heel flap and gusset, and I have done the forethought heel, I believe it is, where you put like a piece of waste yarn into the like mid portion of the sock, like where you want your heel to be and all that. So I'm excited to learn more about socks. I saw this when I had this book in my cart, but then I cannot remember her name, but I think it's a lovely knit podcast or something. I cannot remember her name, but she's so sweet. I'll put her name on the screen so you can go find her if you'd like. But she was talking about this book and saying that she read it cover to cover and really learned a lot about it. So I was like, okay, well, I need to go buy it. So I'm interested to learn more about the sock process and all that stuff. So, all right, enough with the knitted socks. Now let's look at the yarn for the knitted socks and others. So I only got one skein of each of these just because I really like mismatched, like crazy socks. And I really love when stuff doesn't match. It's just something I enjoy. So I got this skein. This one is called 70s Stripes. Thought that was so cool. Such a nice color combination. And I'm not really crazy about blues, but the fact that it has so many different colors in there just made me excited to try it. And then along with that one, this one is similar with like the blues and different things like that. There's fibers all over. Guess they belong there. But anyway, so this one, similar. I feel like it goes really well with that one. It could be tied in maybe like toe and cuff of one sock and swap it with this and do the majority of the sock with this one and then toe, heel, and cuff with this one and then swap it. I'm thinking that, or maybe I could add this extra one in there. So this one is really pretty too. And I just feel like they kind of all have similar colors in there in some way. Like the yellows, maybe not so much the blues, but the orange and the cream. I just felt like they kind of all had similarities. So the color for this one is Mid-Century Stripe. This one was the 70s Stripes. And then this one is the Blue Stripe Rag. So I've got those. I was really happy with this color combination. They have so many different ones of this. These are the ones that I was telling you were like $6 something. And the same brand on Amazon was like $9. So Wool & Company, like shipped same day. I got it a couple days later. Really thrilled with it. Now the other yarns that I got are the Ferris wheel, the Lion brand Ferris wheel yarn. This one is called Summer Day. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these, but I just thought they were so pretty. It's such a pretty colorway. And I'm not typically like bright colors and stuff, but the little pop of pink and bright blue mixed with like my colors that I love, like these are all my colors I love. And then the mix of that in there, I just thought that that was amazing. So I have a couple more of those. And this one was the color Buttercup. So a lot more muted, but still so unique. I love how the colors are like twisted together. in there with almost like contrasting colors sometimes, and sometimes it's blended colors. Thought that was gorgeous. Now this one I couldn't stop staring at, like when I opened this, because it's just like, I feel like the colors just suck you in. How bright and gorgeous are those? It still has like the colors that I love here, the browns, and then it has that pop of bright pink and bright purple. And I'm really thinking that these kind of could blend well together if I make a project with both. These I think were like in the $4 something range, and I was shocked. I just feel like that's a really good price for that. You get 270 yards. It's 3 ounces. I just think they're so pretty. Did I say what name this was? This one was Pink Marmalade. So this was that. So love it. Amazed with the company. Oh, and I wanted to show you this other thing that came in here. So they had a little thank you card. But look at this. It came with like a little knit stitch marker. Look at that. And it's orange, a little orange bead. So cute. So I'm really excited about that, and that was a really cool add-on there. Okay, I do have some more yarn to share with you that is thrifted yarn, but before we do that, I want to talk about what's over here. This is a Hexagon sweatshirt that I'm going to have a tutorial for. It's all done filming. I just need to edit it and different things like that. So I'm not sure when it's going to come out. I'm going to show you the top real quick because it has a hood. So it's got a hood and drawstrings here, and the cuffs I've made like ruffly. And you have a drawstring on the cuffs, and it is seamed up the front and the back, and then you have a hood that's just really made with 2 granny squares. So I'm really excited about that one. I showed it to you guys Wednesday or something, but anyway, I had you guys tell me ideas of what you thought would be a good name for my mannequin, which one of her legs just fell off, so I need to fix that. But anyway, you guys repeatedly, and I don't know if one person started it and you guys all saw it and thought it was a good idea, or if you all came up with it on your own, but Millie was the #1 suggestion for the mannequin. And I don't know what brought that on, and if you guys all just thought that it was a good idea with the first comment, or if you all came up with it on your own. I'm very fascinated to know all that, but so many people voted for Millie. We're going to name this mannequin Mildred, and we're going to call her Millie. So Mildred over here just needs to get readjusted with her leg that fell off. So anyway, I'd like to introduce you to Mildred, that we are going to be calling Millie. So thank you guys so much for your vote on that. It was a lot of fun reading your comments. And everybody else that had a different name suggestion, thank you so much for that. And it just, Millie is the one that just stuck. So we're going to go with Millie/Mildred because I think it is a fun old time name and makes me smile to think about. So anyway, since we got that all handled, I'm going to show you some thrifted yarn. So you guys know I'm making another Mossy Trails cardigan just like in the background. I do it, you know, randomly, do a square here and there with a bunch of thrifted yarn that I found that is all boucle yarn. And I found all of it at the thrift store. So I check at the thrift store now because normally I would not purchase this yarn because I wouldn't have anything for any projects for it. But now that I do, I'm just going to grab that anytime I see it and just continue adding to my squares. And we'll see what amount of color combinations we end up having for the cardigan, because we've got a lot of reds, we've got some pinks, we've got some teals and stuff. And I was at the thrift store the other day and I found another ball of red. So it looks like somebody had started a project and said, nope, don't like it. We're not going to continue working on that. But got this one for $2. And I already had a partial skein of this color already in there. So excited to add this to our squares that we have. And then at a different shop, I don't want to get all this rustling in your ears, but just bear with me. I found this yarn that's super unique and it's textured. And I just figured I can add this to the squares because it's all supposed to be like really interesting, crazy squares and crazy textures and all that stuff. And I thought this one was just so pretty. 25 cents. I just think that's going to make some really fun squares for that cardigan. And then I found this one, more boucle, and in some bright colors. There's some brown, gray, purple, greens. So that is getting added as well because we already have some crazy greens and different things in there. So it's just fun. Just keep adding to it. And then I have a whole bag of more yarn that I'm going to share with you. Look at what's in here. This is all eyelash yarn. All eyelash yarn. So this is 25 cents for each one of these. I got, let's see, let's count them. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 balls of eyelash yarn, 25 cents each. And that is going to be perfect for this thrifted boucle yarn sweater. I'm thrilled. I'm amazed that I found that. And normally eyelash yarn is not something I would buy either, except for this cardigan project. So I'm so excited that 2 yarns that I would typically never purchase at a thrift store, I'm gonna get all the time now. And then I can make as many as I want with it. So really excited about that. I think that is it for today. So thank you so much for joining me. If you had fun with me today, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to stick around for more yarn related content, you can hit that subscribe button. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day and I hope you find joy in the little things.